As someone who was born and raised in Shanghai, has a Taiwanese father, a Cantonese mother, an American citizenship, a Hong Kong citizenship, and family in New York, I considered myself to have grown up in a multicultural family environment with a unique story to tell. However, as we have learned in this class, family is not only limited to those of biological connection, but can also be those whom you have a close relational connection with, like your close friends. I introduce you to Xiao Liu, a Chinese migrant worker who worked for our family as a maid/caretaker when my brother and I were kids. She worked by our side since I was 3 years old, all the way until when I turned 12. Growing up, I never really understood why we always had a maid in our house, but I knew that it was convenient having her around since I didn't have to do any of my chores. As I grew older, when I would tell my friends that I have a maid at home, they were shocked because many of them did not ever experience this. Similarly, when I would travel to New York to visit my extended family, my American cousins would react the same way when I told them. That was when I understood my position of privilege and social class, and how something I took for granted most of my life was actually a luxury for most people. But you may ask, why am I talking about a maid that worked for my family years ago when I was a child? Because we considered her as a family member of ours. Xiaoliu is one of the hundreds and millions of migrant workers who come from rural villages into major cities like Shanghai for job opportunities. According to China's National Statistics Bureau, more than 269 million people in China migrate to various urban cities for work. To put things into perspective, the population of the entire US was around 325 million as of 2017. Due to the intersectionality between many factors, my family and I were able to cross paths with someone who otherwise would probably never have been in our lives. First off, my family's class allowed us to be able to afford to hire someone like Xiaoliu. Secondly, my family's American background was what drove us to hire a helper like Xiaoliu in the first place, because this was not considered as a regular practice among local Chinese families. On the other hand, my family's Chinese background and collectivist culture was what allowed us to be able to connect and bond with someone like Xiaoliu. As a result, after so many years of helping us, she became someone we considered as close as a biological family member. After she left us, I remember my whole family would go to the village she lived at to visit her during holidays. Although I always appreciated my experience of having Xiaoliu around, I never truly reflected upon my family's tight-knit relationship with her. This class brought this old but unique experience into perspective for me, which allows me to appreciate this memory even more now that I am older.